The first oscillator controls I'm going to go into are just these 3 dials here, which are fairly self-explanatory. We just have the volume adjust at the top to make it louder or quieter. The inner ring here though is on panning, so we can shift the sound left or right. Again, you adjust this by holding down the right click of the mouse. And then double clicking on the right side to recenter. Below that we then have our tuning controls. Transpose is for coarse tuning, which adjusts in semitones. And we have a 4-octave range, so 2 octaves up or down. You can see this works like a traditional sampler, so it actually slows down the sample when you play a lower pitch and speeds it up when you play a higher one. And if you want to see the exact value that you're setting this dial to, remember you can always check the display, which is actually off my screen, annoyingly. But just below this keyboard here, you have a display which shows you the exact value of a dial as you adjust it. So if you want to adjust by a certain number of semitones without just relying on your ears, then make sure you check that display. And below that we have fine adjust for shifting up or down in fractions of a semitone. So this is also known as detuning. The most interesting control here though is perhaps the inner ring on this fine dial here, as this applies random pitch shifts to notes. On the left side we've got a slightly subtler effect. So if I again hold down the right click and move downwards, you can see we get that increasing on the left side there. If I increase it to the maximum at the moment, just for a moment, then you can hear every time I play a note, it just lands on a random pitch within this entire range. So anything from a whole semitone downwards. So if you want to apply this more subtly, which is a very cool way of making the synth sound a lot more analog, then just add a small amount of this. And then you'll get a slight bit of pitch variance on each note, which can sound quite cool, especially on synth sounds, if you want to create that kind of analog sound. In the other direction, it's a similar thing, but it steps up and down through the pitches rather than playing a random pitch within the range. Oops. So it basically toggles 2 pitches, which might be a useful thing if maybe you were creating some kind of FX or percussion sound and you wanted to add a bit more variety with notes.